Bam. Bam. Hey, boom. Hey. All right, let's get set up. Let me send this into the Discord. What's that? All right, that's gone out. Let me get my link, and then we'll get started. Copy link, paste that in Discord, and send that on its way. All right. Yep. What's up, everyone? Let me check on this. All right. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Toxic Hustle. My name is Jay Tragic Jeffrey, and today we are going to be checking some things in the market. I've got some projects that I've got to get rolling, and then we're going to talk about what we're going to do is talk about gaming, the back end or the infrastructure play, right, of gaming. That's why I'm saying the new gaming business. Seasons of Bitcoin. I'm going to explain the seasons of Bitcoin because I talk about the dips. I talk about things that are going on with Bitcoin. I don't think people really get how I call the plays that I call. So I figured today I want to make this easy for people to understand how I do what I do, why I do what I do. So we're going to talk about the seasons of Bitcoin. We are going to talk about the new gaming business. I'm looking at the infrastructure side of the gaming business and what it means for the future. So let's get into it, right? So first thing we're going to do before we get into any of this talk, let's get into the data, what's going on in the industry. Let's see what's going on with the news. And then once we get through all of that stuff, then I can show you the seasons of Bitcoin and then show you some infrastructure plays that I'm making working with Gala. All right, let's get into it. So let's look and see the hash rate still going up. That means Bitcoin miners are going online, right? That's important to see. That lets us know the hardware side of the business isn't failing. So when you're dealing with Bitcoin, you're dealing with hardware. Forget everything else you think you know about crypto and deal with the infrastructure, right? So when I'm talking about infrastructure, I'm talking about the hardware. What is the internet? The internet is nothing more than a system of computers connected to themselves. That's it. A bunch of IP addresses, right? We know this, but we don't understand this, right? Every server out there is still an IP address. The difference is the hustle is that we have domain names. You know, they commercialized it and made it easier because before you needed to know an IP address. And you were typing in IP addresses to navigate the internet. That's why something like Google or search engines were important so that you can find these obscure things on all of these servers. You're just getting access to a server. You're getting access to a file system. You're getting access to the files on the system. That's it. That's the internet. Just a network of open sharing of files and data. But we've commercialized it, of course, now. Before it was a sharing system, now it's a system of commerce. We put credit card paywalls behind content as well as products and services now, right? Software has gone software subscription. Instead of you buying a CD, a DVD, or whatever of software, you now just go online and download it and go with it, right? So that changes the model of the business that you're dealing with, because you're also looking at the change of the infrastructure. Instead of buildings that we're going in and out of, you're going in and out of machines. So if you're seeing the hash rate go up, what does that mean? These machines are coming back online. That means the hardware play, the infrastructure of Bitcoin, people are buying hardware and or turning them back on. Somebody bought it, somebody's using it. If this was falling forever and fell down to zero, then nobody is mining. The infrastructure portion of Bitcoin can't hold. So long as you're seeing the machines turning back on, it means the infrastructure is still at play. Everything else we think about doesn't matter, because the cost of hardware, the cost of electricity, they can get cheaper if you're using renewables or whatever, but there's still hardware at the backbone of this entire infrastructure. So when you see it coming back on, that means there's hardware investment. That means there's infrastructure investment. That means the system should be holding. If anything else is against what the fundamentals are there machines on? Yep. If there's machines on, then guess what? People are paying for hardware and electricity. So that means the infrastructure is there. That means your scarcity play of Bitcoin being only 21 million holds. It's not hard. If we're dealing with tech, hardware, servers, machines, and trillions of dollars, Netflix, right? Netflix is what? A system of servers. You go online from your machine, an IP address, and stream from another machine, an IP address. Why are we being cute? These are all infrastructure plays. Did you believe in Netflix to buy it when you saw it online, when it first came a stock? When it first made a huge crash, did you buy any? If you didn't buy any, then shut the hell up. On stocks, if you're not really in the market of the tech, you're just speculating on a company. Are you in the company? Are you making money for the company? Can you guarantee that the company is going to make revenue next year or the year after that? If the answer is no, then you're speculating. You're hoping. Now, what am I doing? I could be considered doing the same exact thing. There's a difference. I know hardware. I write software. If you've ever programmed anything for the web, a web page, a website, whatever, you've ever programmed anything and you've had to put it online, you understand that there used to be plenty of places to upload websites for free. But then when we became businesses, you need to get your own site. And then when your business gets big, you need to have your own server. And when your business gets really big, you got to have your own IT team and tech support, blah, blah, blah. That's just the way it works. But as the infrastructure problems have been mitigated with the systems being, especially with what's going on with blockchain, where these systems are now being more secure and more stable, you're not worried about a crashing server. Now, of course, with what's going on with Ethereum and these companies, this first generation of the blockchain, it's slow. So our goal is to look at the next generation. But meantime, between time, if you're looking at a currency, the only one that I can see that has pure T data that you can balance on is, are the machines on or off? If the machines are turning off, we have a problem. If the machines are coming back on, we no longer have that problem. So the infrastructure still holds. Let's see what else is going on. This flatlining, whatever, not really worried about that. And the fear is at all-time level lows, right? But that's to be expected. We've been being manipulated, right? So hash rate's been dropping. Not hash rate, excuse me. The total market cap has been slipping, right? But it's been spiking as well. So we've been watching total market cap drip down, but then we're seeing it slowly roll back up. Let's see what's going on with the master manipulator, see what he's been up to. Yesterday, he brought the market back up. Okay. So he's been purchasing. Dripped the market down, started buying when it was at a level he liked. Interesting game, right? Interesting game. Slam it down, wait for it to fall, grab some up, slam it down, rake it up, rake it up, rake it up. All right, I think we're good. Slam it down. You seeing the manipulation play? Remember I said we might be getting a Batman? But I thought he would slam it down before what was going to happen today. You know, we know Elon and friends are going to be talking today, and that falls into it coincides to the seasons of Bitcoin. Okay, so why are we talking about the seasons of Bitcoin? Why do I concentrate on the news and everything else? I want you to see kind of where this goes. And I'm going to show this through the colors that you see here. And what we're going to do is we're going to go back in time. We're going to start there. We're going to move forward. And then we're going to see if there is a systematic pattern happening. Now, why are we having this conversation? We're having this conversation because my tribe has not been keeping up or seeing the amount of content that I'm raking out and not getting how I'm strategically calling things. Now, I'm not using you as a target, MG. I'm not using you as the target, but you pop in right at the right time and give me the right sentiment. So then I just end up using the energy to be able to let people know certain things, right? So let's just go through some of the timeline things that have been happening so that when we get into seasons of Bitcoin, you can see why I have to keep kind of re-edifying the things that I'm telling y'all. Because I'm saying this over and over again, so I just need y'all to scroll up and see the statements I make consistently over and over and over again. I'm not changing up my narrative because I don't need to change my narrative because I can't change my business. Right? So as you see, I look at my charts. Every time you turn around, I'm making statements. I'm making statements about business, but I'm also basing them on certain charts. Manipulation, right? I showed all of this. So I need y'all, if you have any questions about anything that I say or anything that I'm stating, scroll the hell up and read. Okay? Scroll up and read. Because I know like I said, I know there's hours of data in my videos. I get that. But there's also stuff right here, right in front of you that you can see. Okay? And I call certain things ahead of time. Now, again, I've gotten y'all into crypto bots, charts, everything that I've been doing. I've been trying to get y'all ready for when crypto gets boring. Okay? So, back to the beginning. I made a couple statements. We have a new member in the Discord that came through. That would be Bling Blam, right? Came through, and I was explaining. Esco was talking about, the U.S. dollar tether, and how everybody's scared of it. Now, everybody is scared of tether. Who is scared of tether? The person that's scared of quote unquote tether is the United States. Why is the United States scared of tether? Because tether is pegging a dollar peg. It is competing with the U.S. currency. And they don't understand or know where, or the company, who people are behind it. Of course you're not going to know who are behind it. Like, this is an anonymous dollar peg. It's very risky for people's lives. Like, one of the people that are in Ethereum quit. One of the founders quit. He's out of crypto. He's like, I'm out. I'm going into another business. Because the risks of being in crypto at the these higher levels, at the when they were just, nobody believed in them, your cryptocurrencies like in the pennies zones, they have a lot of shares. These developers, these programmers have a lot of shares of these pieces of software. We got to understand now, the landscape has changed. When you could put money or stock or price onto a company, you are betting or hedging on the company. What has changed is we can place bets individually now. The assets, like NFTs, can be on graphics, like JPEGs, MP4s, shit like that. The graphics and all of that are just packaged up. You're buying graphics. You're licensing media. MP4 or video, if it's an NFT has animations, it's a video. Right? So you got video and sound, maybe audio. Right? Maybe it's interactive, so it has like a little virtual animation suite that's built in that you can move your character around. Who knows, right? In the future, we don't know. But the thing is that all of this commerce that's going to come in the future is you how do you get paid out? So as I've been saying, there's a Cold War happening. Like, we have to understand there is a war going on outside. Like, this is a war. It is a currency war. And we understand now, if you're watching the news, not the dumb news that everybody gets to see on regular television, but if you're watching the stuff that I'm showing you, if you're seeing what I'm seeing, you're understanding that there's another level of infrastructure being built. There's a programming world being built out now. The Internet of Things is here. We're already in them. Like, you already have things in your house connected to the internet. You're part of the Internet of Things. Do you have a Ring doorbell? That's a thing on the internet. Is your television can it stream things? That's a thing on the internet. Oh, if your television can't, did you hook a box to it like a Google thing or a Roku to? Well, that's a thing. What about your tablet? That's a thing. Your phone is a thing. Do you have any smart devices, any Google applications, any Amazon talking things? Those are things. Do you have any, did you start building any Raspberry Pis and do make any interconnected devices? Those are things. What about, you have a smart thermometer in your home? That's a thing. Smart meter is a thing. The smart, in your neighborhoods, when you see the little traffic meter that flashes what your speed is when you're driving down the road, that's a thing. When you're driving around and all the cameras that you see, like when the weather report showing you the cameras all over the highways, those are things. You see what I'm getting at? You're already living Internet of Things. The traffic lights, those traffic speed traps, those are all internet connected things. We've got to understand that now. How we've connected to these devices, well, that's what's changed. Before, we physically had to connect to these devices and we knew we were online. Now, everything's damn near online by default. So that's why, as I keep telling you, the internet became a utility. It's just a utility now. Now, there are places that don't have any internet, don't have any way to connect to the internet. That's always a problem, you know? But we got to understand that right now, stable coins are the war front. But behind all these stable coins, there's programming languages getting ready to be built out. These virtual machines, how Ethereum is one of the first virtual machines that can run code, is no longer it has first mover position. But the thing is, that's changing now. First mover position means nothing. How many search engines were there before Google took over? There was a lot of search engines. And then one search engine finally rose to the top and became the main one. And of course, there are a few others, ones that's concentrating on privacy. So you have one mainstream, everybody uses search engine. There's a couple other search engines out there that other people may use, but for the most part, people use what they use. And then you're going to have the other search engines, one like on privacy. So now look at Bitcoin again. You have a network of computers, like a search engine is a network of computers that allows multiple people to search. When you're connecting, you're not connecting to one machine, you're connecting to a network and a system, a conglomeration of machines that can handle the load of millions of people being on these servers, plural. Google search engine is millions of machines, damn near one machine for every person. That's the way you've got to look at this, on how virtualization and how you can spin up these infrastructures have been playing out. But the thing is, it's in a central repository. That goal is going away, and everybody's going to have access. So what do you have to do? You have to look at how it's spreading, right? So you've got US dollar coin, US dollar tether, right? So I was talking about this in the Discord. And then he said the tether crypto is a scam, and the creators on the run. Esco, who's telling that narrative, right? Even Cointelegraph is a Russian propaganda engine. So what is the narrative? The narrative is every country is creating their central dollar currency. The one currency outside of the scope of their control, they're not going to like. But so long as Coinbase and all these major exchanges are willing to exchange it, I don't give a damn what they like. Because I get to trade it on other exchanges. And that's why I showed here what the percentages are for USD Tether. I'm getting 19%. Why they don't want you in it is they want to get it themselves. Why? I'll get you to get on this. Oh, you're only going to get this much of percentage. And when I offer you higher percentages, it's because I kept you out of USDT. It's that simple. I'm scaring you out of the higher percentage asset. So I want control of that asset. So I'm buying it up and telling you not to do anything with it. Does that not sound familiar? Don't we hear that with Bitcoin? Don't be cute and clamorous with what coin is being spoken negatively against. If it's being spoken negatively against, I don't care what it is. Research as to why. Don't just believe them because they told you the internet was a scam if you go back. They told you that it was only used for illegal people, and now what are they doing? Charging you for the internet. Charging you for everything you want to do on the internet and to even talk to other people. For you to communicate with other people, you now have to pay to do so using advertising. You can't just talk to them anymore. That's why they had to get rid of MySpace. MySpace made it too easy for you to build businesses on your own because you could just talk to each other. You can still do that on Facebook, but remember, they limited you to how many friends you could have. Get it? That was the beginning of the walled garden of social networking. Oh, I'm only going to allow you to have 2,000 friends because if you have millions of them, that's way too much communication for you. No, you've got to pay for that. That's what I saw up front. And I was like, well, F Facebook. See, I got what I lost because I saw it. You had access on MySpace to everybody's zip code. Everybody put their zip code in. And the minute you did that, you could now use the postal service to be able to target any neighborhood you wanted to market in. Y'all forgot about that? Oh yeah, some of y'all are too young for this. Y'all don't know what you lost. Everybody talks crap about MySpace, don't understand what they lost from the tech. I do. I know what we lost when we lost Napster. Distribution. Straight out, unadulterated distribution. I could put my music out with any mixtape song I want. Any instrumental I could find, I could put out a thing and put their song, mix their acapella with my ish, and I could just blow up with anybody I wanted to use. No. We got to lock that down. Look at all the walled gardens that came up. Oh, we got to get rid of that. Napster, gone. Boom. Well, the maker of Napster had to come back with something else to kind of shit on the industry, and he did, because he middle fingered them and created Spotify. I keep telling you, pirates run this. I don't think y'all get it. Y'all think it's a damn joke when I said that this nation is run by pirates. Y'all don't believe Bob Marley. I do. So, so Blingham, he's really hard on that AMC thing, and I get it. It's a great play if you were in early. Right now, it's a dumb play. People who are, I'm not picking on you directly, bro. I'm really not. But please understand, anybody shilling AMC right now is shilling everything on the stock market at the top. I'm expecting a crash, and I'm speaking from that on the perspective of somebody who has skin in the game. Lots of skin in that game. And I'm telling you it's getting ready to crash. Horribly. Because I understand the market top. I understand that it's going to, not really correct, it's going to reset, man. It's been running high on fumes. And them fumes started were not even started. Those fumes were here in the Carter administration. You got to do your homework, y'all. And again, I'm not picking on you, Bling Blam. I'm not picking on you. I'm just talking about anybody in the stock market. I'm in the market. I was an options trader. I was an options trader and a penny stock trader. So please understand, I'm coming at this from the perspective of somebody who traded penny stocks. Got into penny stocking. Heavy. Have been on damn near every exchange that does over-the-counter trading. So I've been there. But I read one of the greatest manipulators in the stock market is now on CNBC. His name is Jim Cramer. He used to be a hedge fund manager. He's one of the guys that ruined the entire business. And he's written about all of the illegal ish that goes on in that industry. It's mass manipulation on levels we can't even fathom. But what I'm telling you is there is a system of breathing that happens in Bitcoin that has been there. And the manipulators know it and capitalize on it. And since I found the pattern, I too capitalize on it. Okay, so why do they want you scared of that? Because USDC don't have them numbers. They don't have that interest payment, right? So Bling Blam reply back to me, Bitcoin's price is because Satoshi holds so many coins unclaimed wallets. I was like, he's dead, fam. And he's like, well, them coins gonna come out. Everybody's fear is the coins coming out, the coins coming out, the coins coming out. Y'all don't get it. Does not effing matter. If every effing coin comes out right now, it would crash the market. Do you know what would happen? The market would come back. You want to know why I would come back? Because scarcity doesn't matter. That would be the worst thing for the person who holds all those Bitcoin to do, especially if the person who's holding the Bitcoins knows that Bitcoin will go to 1,000,000. Let's forget and never forget. Let's never forget. Never forget. What world we live in. Do we live in an analog world or a digital one? Are we getting more analog or more digital? Is more infrastructure or less infrastructure being built? Does it need to be faster or slower? Will it be more data or less data? Now, if you know what has been for the last 10 years, you know that pattern's been increasing. Ask yourself this: how many email addresses that you have storage for are out there? How many places do you store files? How many hard drives do you have? Do you have more data or less data? Are you buying more data or less data? Are you buying more bandwidth or less bandwidth? Do you see yourself buying more data or more emails or whatever? Do you see more of it, or are you going to get more USB drives or less USB drives? Are you going to take more pictures or less pictures on this digital format? Are you going to be doing more videos or less videos? That's video. That's audio. Those are very heavy in storage. Are you going to need more storage or less storage? God, this is so fucking easy, y'all. You know, and of course, Bling Blam has all of the same parroted fears of every talking point person who talk about the crash that was going to come the minute that soon as the year 2000 comes, all computers in the world are going to crash. As soon as quantum computer comes, every computer is going to be hacked. Bruhs, quantum computers have been here. Quantum chips are already here. We already got CRISPR technology where people are in their damn in their private homes, in their garages, in their sheds, manipulating DNA with CRISPR. That's technology, y'all. More data. Right? So we all have to, okay, since I didn't shake off the fact that, well, he's dead and it doesn't matter about the wallet, and then I can shake off all of Bitcoin. Okay, well, Bitcoin crashes, so what? If Bitcoin crashes, so what? What does it do to the underlying technology? We now know we can create businesses with decentralized business structures. We now know we can create code that can do stuff in a decentralized way, and we can have trustless systems of economy. We can create our own economies with code that is peer reviewed, so we can make sure that the code is sound. What does it matter if Bitcoin crashes? Bitcoin was only supposed to be here so that we could get the idea in our head that this could happen. It's a proof of concept that says it works. Okay, we can move on if we want to today. It's not gonna happen yet. It will when Ethereum eclipses it. It will when the next network eclipses Ethereum. It will when that network gets eclipsed. And one network rules them all. And everybody's easily able to migrate all of their existing code that they have all over the world onto it. Get it? We're just in a waiting game because the technology is early. Welcome. You're an early investor. The internet sucked when we first got here. It was slow. People were using their desktop computers, which had 2 megabytes of RAM on them. God, we just don't go do no freaking history, do we? We don't go back and just revisit tech. Because the same story repeats itself. A slow technology comes, everybody on it, everyone says it's for the hackers and the pirates, it's for the pirates, and then the pirates become the navigators of the water, become the big barons of the water, and they own the water, and they sell it back to you like our jackasses self and never see it. They did it with the communications of their days. Y'all go back in your history. If you're in the musical geniuses, get in the Discord of 3 a.m. then and start rewinding, scroll up and start reading. Start getting that, and then come to Cash Lane, scroll the hell up and start reading when I start talking and what I'm saying, because I ain't changed my narrative, because my narrative is the same one from 2017. That's what makes this whole conversation with you, how I record every single, not every day, but for the most part can record every day, and I have something new to say, because guess what? Every single day there's something new going on in crypto. If you ask me, it's a treasure hunt. It's not a treasure hunt because this ain't One Piece. We're not looking for his wallet, nor do we even care about it. In a minute, it won't matter when Bitcoin no longer is the majority holder of the market share. As it fails and falls away because it's too too heavy, too slow, and you have all these add-ons that you kept adding to it, a new company comes in, birthed off of all the old tech, does it right, like a Google did for the search engines. And when that happens, blip, we'll forget all about Bitcoin. You'll be like, remember when people hedged their bet on Bitcoin? So what your bet is now is to start looking at the other cryptocurrencies. I've given you a list of others. Scroll up. I'm on Elrond right now. I'm looking at Matic right now because Matic is what's scaling Ethereum, and Matic is its own coding language today. I'm looking at Elrond because it's another idea. I'm looking at Cardano because it's another idea. And these are all cheap right now, so I'm getting in early. Infrastructure, the backbone, right? So then when we go, them coins ain't never coming out. They have coups, blah, 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 blah. Okay, we'll wait. We'll need quantum computing, my friend. Okay. Till then, I'm about functionality of the underlying code and how I build dApps on decentralized data structures, right? So at the end of the day, I don't give a damn about Bitcoin. Bitcoin's an end to a means. It's how I can trade in and out of pairs, or I can hedge my bet because do I believe the US dollar matters? Will the US dollar be more expensive? Will I get 2% on me holding US dollar? Will I get anything? If I leave my money in a bank account right now, how much interest am I going to make? What's my alternative if I want to get past inflation? We've got to deal with the fact that, y'all, regardless of how the hell we feel, we still got inflation to deal with. Prices are going up, and I'm going to show you in the news where every business person's been talking about what I've been telling you that's been coming for the last month. Inflation was a rumor. Now inflation is a surefire effing thing. Right? So what I did was, so we're talking about the fact that I'm going to look. So yeah, it should be, don't go making crypto kitties. Even if I did, or it's still a money maker. Right? Even if I made crypto kitties, it would still be money. But I get what you're saying, Bling Blam. We don't need another game, but yes, we do. And actually, that's why I'm going to show y'all the business of gaming today, because Bling Blam, honestly, crypto kitties is a great idea. We could make our own tribal games that are based off tribal history, right? And we could profit off that with our own music, our own soundtrack, our own graphics, our own animations. So I think that there is something here. I think that there is a way that we can earn. I think that there is a way we can go ahead and make revenue. I know you were joking, bro. I'm hyper serious about business on crypto. I'm serious, right? Damn true. Well, the NFT market is about to go massive as gaming companies become decentralized in the business formats, right? So as a company's business format, the gaming business format's about to change. All companies, every software company is going to be purchasable as a token. It's going to be a future thing. I'm going to tell y'all right now, get ready, because companies are going to offer shares on software for you to bet on it. So if you want to be one of the first mover, you want to use that software off rip, you want to be in the infrastructure of it, you want to build a game on it later, then maybe you need to be in the infrastructure play. And I'm going to show you that today, that I'm already started. And that's why I said Gala. I mentioned the name Gala in my title today. That's the company I'm going with. One of them. No shilling, bro. No speculative mumbo jumbo either. We're gonna skip that. You're right. Excuse me. Pardon me. Boom. Sound quality. I had to fix my mic. I think I fixed it. It may not be fixed. I'll check it again later. I didn't do a sound check again. I just had to get into it. AMC. Oh, he was saying about AMC, and I thought he was talking about AMC, the crypto, and I found out it was AMC, the stock. The only reason I'm not on the AMC stock is I'm not on the stock market, bling blam. I'm on the stock market, but I know my assets are about to crash, and I'm about to have to hold them for the next 10 years without taking a loss. So I've had to figure out where I'm going to make money while my stock market is crashing. And since I gotta wait 5 to 10 years before, and then I gotta buy right now. When the market crashes, it's gonna be an opportunity for me to take some money that I've made and move it back into the stock market and buy up the bottom of that crash. But I'm gonna have to look at the market and see where it is and where it's gonna fall, and then we gotta deal with the transition to blockchain. And the fact that all of these companies are now going to be offering their products directly to consumer through blockchain. So I'm not going to wait to get venture capitalists to believe in me before I launch my software to then get on the public market to then get access to the public money. No, I get access to the public money by offering a token and saying you can earn it. That you don't have to buy it. So I don't have to even do an initial coin offering. Right? And as companies begin to use real world dollars to shore up their fiat or pegs to the US dollar, we're going to see a lot of dollar pegs. So as I'm going through, I start talking about this is the accumulation phase. I knew the drop was coming. A lot of hedge funds had to liquidate to cover shorts. The market will crash soon, a few months maybe. This is an accumulation phase. I not only called the dips, I'm calling the pump. Now, I wasn't sure, Bling Blam, if you were talking about the stock market. You're right on the stock market end. The stock market's about to crash. The hedge funds are about to crash, but they're not going to crash because of what maybe you think. They're about to crash because the rules by the SEC have changed. And hedge funds have to have some type of system to tell the powers that be how much money they have on deck. So all of the stuff that y'all have been able to play with these AMC pump and dumps or trying to play against the hedge funds isn't going to work anymore, because now they have to announce every hour their liquidity, and if they fail to do so, they'll be instantly liquidated. So that will reduce what happening, and a lot of hedge funds are closing shop because they no longer can play the game anymore. So what's happening is a transition of the guard. But let me tell you what's happening then. These guys are leaving their old market that they can't control and have already come to our market and are now playing the game again. And that market over there is going to crash, and guess what's going to happen to our market? it's going to be the first market. We understand that that's already happened because they came in first. They bought up all of the damn Bitcoin. They now are the shillers, and the ones that we hear that are buying up all the Bitcoin at millions, if not billions of dollars a pop. It's that simple, right? So I talk about the fact that I called a pump and a drop before it happened. I called these drops before they came, right? And so, hold on, because I shouldn't have jumped all the way up there like that. So yeah, I called it. So, and as next week begins the run up to 100K. We'll see. I think once the market crashes, BTC will pump. And I said, not during it, the market just crashed from 60 to 30, right? So it took a 50%, damn near 50% snitzel. So it's already done, it's dropped, but look where we are. We're in a halvening cycle. What happens in a halvening cycle is different, unlike every other cycle in Bitcoin. I'm about to show y'all that. And we'll get into why the seasons of Bitcoin in a second. Not during a halvening cycle. Since 2013, Bitcoin plays a certain way. Did it again in 2016 to 2017. Been mapping Bitcoin since 2017. As you can see, there's yearly dip patterns. Arrows pointing up seem to be bull signals. I'll explain that in a second for MG, who squinted because MG couldn't see it. So then I say, don't squint, MG, just pull out a chart and the dips follow a seasonal pattern. It's not hard, bro, simple pattern matching. So MG, again, I'm not targeting you as this is like me targeting you. I'm using this as an educational resource because you're not the only one who can't see this. There are many people who can't. Here it comes. I use the colors. I use the colors as the months. So you see, these are all months that things happen. So yellow is September. This is June/July. This is the April, May. This is, I believe, January. This is November, purple. I didn't put my purples in, so you got to excuse me. I didn't put my purple dips in. I had stopped putting in my thing because it was getting kind of clumped up and I was still focusing on other things. So I'm going to show you with the purple that I didn't put in how the seasons of Bitcoin run. So we're going to go back through this. So I say the sad shit, dips happen. As you can see, there's a repeating colors over and over again, right? Well, there you go, a repeating pattern. Sad shit is none of these other people in the cryptocurrency market even talk about this shit, and it's right there in front of them. I've been saying the same crap since 2017, and again, didn't I call these dips before they happened? As you say, MG, the reader, again, not poking at you, MG. I don't want to poke the sleeping bear, but I'm just saying, you were there, bro, and it's easy now you're helping me help anybody else who can't see it because I want everybody to see this because if you see this, you map it. It's not going to be this way forever. I'm one of those kids that was looking for the cheat code. Let me tell y'all who I am. I'm one of the people that would figure out the up, down, left, right, BA before anybody else. I would be hunting people that were playing the game and that would tell me secrets. That's how I would work. But this one I did on my own because nobody else was talking about this and I just started noticing little things. And I was like, wait a minute, this can't be right. So I started talking about it in 2017. And I'm like, this can't be right. And I'm going to show you after I stopped talking in 2017, the play still played. Even without me watching the market or talking about the market, the play still played, right? Sad shit is none of them in the even talk about is right there in front of them. I've been saying the same since 2017. And again, as you say, MG the reader, let's not be cute and clamorous. So I try not to be with my statements, like because I've listened to a lot of your videos, like damn near all of them. I started in like with one of the first 3 a.m. videos and just came forward with it. Like I'm still not done because I've had to get into crypto so hard. But when I have more time, I'm going back to where I left off with your videos and finish off the 3 a.m. stuff that I haven't finished off yet. So then I put a link, and then the link is basically to this screen. And in this screen, you can see clearly I said this is a seasonal dip zone. So this was a screenshot I took of the screenshot of the Discord link that you see in the Discord. And you can see the transaction hasn't come up. This had not even formed yet. We were right here. This ended up being a green week. I said, even if this thing goes green, don't get gassed. It's going to drop. This hadn't happened yet, y'all. And then it played out exactly like I said it was going to play out. The dip, if you look here, well, you can't really see it there. You can see it here. That arrow is where it was. And you see it formed and it dropped. And I'm saying I'm waiting for the run-up. Right? Again, the season run-up of Bitcoin. Okay, here we go. So then, and then I sent another screenshot and I said, if you look, 2017, I was calling dips, right? So the dippening, right? So episode 19, episode 20, I'm talking about a dippening. And then episode 21, if you go watch it, did you plan for the dip? So evidently whatever happened, because I said I love it when a plan comes together. So evidently I had called it right. And then I had a dippening that was coming here in the January. You see the man falling? The man falling. I was calling those dips. This is when I was talking about the seasons of dips that I was seeing. So again, I am doing this from 3 years ago, and I'm coming forward to 2021 doing this same thing I was doing before. So it's not new. Around the same time I got into crypto in 2017, excuse me. I got in right around this same, I was actually in earlier this time because I got in around June, July in 2017. And I'm in earlier this year because I wanted to catch this one. I understood there's a market dip. I understood that I began to understand the cycles this year, the season cycle, right? And then so I said, this crap is manipulated, and I caught the algorithm. So we're going to ride the system. ToxicHustle is the we I'm talking about. Our company is going to ride the system. Like, I'm going to get paid. The company is going to get paid because we are seeing this manipulation. And as a company, we are announcing it, right? So I am announcing it to the clan, to our tribe, so that when this happens again in 2024 through 2025, when this shit happens all over again, then maybe y'all listen. In other words, if this all plans out the way I'm doing it right now, and you see that I won on this ish, don't ever question my ish again. And don't question whether or not a system is manipulated if it's right in your face. Like, I'm just saying, I think I see manipulation. I think I've caught a pattern. And if that pattern does not hit where it hits, it typically leads to a spike. Because these are seasonal dip patterns. I didn't create it. I wasn't even in Bitcoin when some of these things were happening. And I'm going to show you where they play out, and I'm going to show you where this happens. This is why the first part of this is seasons of Bitcoin, but I want you to understand how we got here. So we'll see if the pattern, so we 2025. So of course, me being a Sagittarius, you understand this, MG. Because I don't mind being right. We're archers, man, and we're cocky when it comes to us knowing our ish. Like, music, and if somebody tries to tell you about a machine or something that inside and out, you're gonna be looking at them sideways like, nigga, shut up. If anybody tries to tell you how to sell your beats or how to sell music online through e-commerce or building a brand for yourself on YouTube, you can tell me and everybody else who ain't like you, shut the hell up, right? But bruh, nobody can tell me about the manipulation I clearly see if I'm seeing it there, and I've been riding it out since 2017, earning profits all the way, bro. They can't, nobody can. Not you, not my girl, I've told my girl, like, I love her to death. I've told her straight out, I understand you don't understand it, but I can't care that you don't understand it. Reason why is because I saw the internet before anybody in my family understood it. I understood what it was going to do, and I got A kid who barely graduated high school ended up working at one of the more premier financial institutions on the private bank market because of what I learned on the internet by myself. I learned how to build a computer on my own. I learned how to code on my own, and I got a job from that. There's a hustle to this ish when you're dealing with tech, and it's just about knowing which software is about to pop. Which one gives you an edge to your strategy of making money? For me, my edge was I just needed to know Photoshop, Adobe products, right? If I got Adobe products under my belt, I was getting a job, especially if these young kids coming out of school weren't even thinking about Adobe products. They just wanted to concentrate on making art their old way on paper. Drafting their advertising on paper. While they were still drafting on paper, I shifted to Photoshop and did all of their draft works, had all my portfolio online, and I had a website before them. I had more jobs because the people that were looking at me for a job could go right to my portfolio. They didn't have to wait for me to come in and show them a storyboard of my accomplishments from my classwork. No. They saw work out there. They saw clients that I would just take a $25 gig to make a website for somebody and put it up there as on my portfolio. I made it for this fashion company. I made it for this graphic company. I made it for this brand that wanted to do something. It was a small brand. Didn't matter if you could see them or not. There's plenty of 9 out of 10 businesses fail. Some of them I could just spoof, right? I could make designs that look like it came from a certain snack company or a certain modeling agency. I could just draft it up if I could make myself look like it. You know, that fake it till you make it ish. All you have to do is make your sound as good as any other mix, and all of a sudden it sounded like your mix was better than like all these other local people. It's the same ish. Have a portfolio. Right? So my portfolio in the tribe is showing you my wins. If I'm wrong about it, I told y'all don't follow me. Follow the data. I told you this dip was coming, the dip came. I told you this dip was coming, the dip came. And right now, I've been telling you with the news, I use all the other information of when the rise is going to come up. And now when we look at this, we look at the last thing I was talking about, and we say here, I said that if you use the percentage from where the price was to where the price ended up, I 20x'd it. Bitcoin used to 35x the first phase, or its first halving at 35x'd. The second one, it couldn't. It didn't make it. So the second one, if you took a 20x, it went over the 20x. So I went down and said, for this time, if it doesn't make the 20x, so if we doesn't make 176, let's just see if it's depreciating. I want to have one more level of security, right? So I went and said, if it only 15x's, it'll be $132,000. And I called that back in June of this year. Now, we haven't filled out the rest of it because we haven't gone through the rest of the year yet. That's why I said here, 32K. Where do I see BTC? Notice MG how the arrows since the 21st, just me again calling my shot, and where I see Bitcoin fourth quarter this year, 132K. And then I also show what some things had shown up on my radar as I was getting ready to go to bed about USDC being the standard for the debit cards. I already know this is true because on Coinbase, that debit card will work off of whatever balance you have in your main Coinbase account's USDC wallet. So anything in your USDC wallet on your main Coinbase account, and you have your when you receive your debit card, will work off of USDC. So again, there's your exit strategy for your coins. There's the exit strategy for your business. I can now use this debit card to pay for the stuff that I pay for online now, for like my projects, for my robots, can now be done strictly in crypto. I no longer have to use my fiat for it. So now my profit can actually be used internally to make money. And the great thing is with the card, because of the transactions I make, I also get cash rewards. Ain't that a coinky dink? You get interest on your interest. And if I hold USDC, guess what also happens? I earn interest. So again, as a businessman, do I want to keep things in a regular bank account, or do I want to start phasing into a crypto business strategy? There you go. So if I trusted PayPal, when I saw PayPal, and I did, I made my business with PayPal. And then as PayPal grew, I grew with PayPal. And then I got all my projects and then started working in that. And because I had a way to cash out, that's how I survived living in Macon. I made MySpace layouts. And from my MySpace layouts, I cashed out to PayPal on my debit card. Whenever I needed something to eat, I'd do a project. I'd go outside and swipe my card because it's liquid cash. So, can I now take whatever money I'm making in crypto and siphon it right back to a wallet from any of my addresses that I'm earning interest on and put it there so that it can pay for the systems that I'm running for my business? Yes. I can now build a crypto business as a business. It's tied to ToxicHustle. It's tied to crypto assets. I tie the corporation to the bank accounts that control the wallet. So today's live is to show you how Bitcoin breathes so you can do it yourself, right? So let's get into that portion of this because, again, I want you to see this. So how do we see this? The first thing you do is you're going to go get yourself one of the charts. I'm using GDAX BTC to USD on Coinigy, right? It's a paid account, or you can use TradingView. All of this information will be the same. You should be able to see the same thing I see on any trading system as long as you use Coinbase's BTC to USD data. Why US dollar? That is fiat. That's people fear. Young people in the market use USD. Everybody else uses a stable coin because USD gives you more. That's trading to fiat. You're getting hit with capital gains. So I don't want that. I'm going to keep it into stable coins. I'm trading digital assets. You still hit with capital gains, but it's a different type of capital gains. You're just trading from one asset to another asset, right? So BTC to USD, I'm using the 1 week level on this chart. So now what I'm going to do is scroll over I'm going back in time. We're going back in time to 2015. We're going to go back in time to 2015, and we're going to go back in time to 2015 and go to January. Okay? And we're going to zoom up. Now, it's hard to see this. Unfortunately, I'm going to try to get this all in screen for you. It's going to be kind of hard, so please bear with me. But I'm going to get it as close as I can for you to see it. So here we go. This arrow is here. This is January. I just put January dip. Because I think I've read the data and I was able to see the read data and see that January did dip. Here it is. Yeah, January's here. So the arrow just is off kilter. But here you go. You got a January 26 because we don't have the earlier numbers, but we know there's a January dip, right? So you see it there. Now, when you see a rise, when it's supposed to be dipping, so this is the March dip, it did not dip. It's supposed to dip. Actually, this should have been pointing up, but it didn't, so I didn't start doing that yet. But typically it dips. It did not dip. But again, this is still Bitcoin's young age, not enough people in here to really do any real movements, and people still believed in, it was just on Coinbase, so it didn't really have any new data. It's just a new thing on Coinbase, so we can't really take the first few trades because there's no real cycle yet, right? And then we have this halvening cycle here, which is we'd already had a halvening cycle, I think. Yeah, we already had a halvening cycle, so I don't have any of the data past before that. So then what we do is we look February, there's our March. It was supposed to have a dip, we did not get it. Then you have your April. There's a dip in April, which is still what I see. March, April dip. Then you see May, June, right? A dip in June. This one, I don't know why it's saying it's pointing up, because it really didn't. June, it's down. So, not sure. This arrow should actually be pointing down. It's not up. But then you go here. We've got September is up when it should be a dip. So for us, you got this dip that's up, right? So these signals are up signals. For me, that's telling me we're getting ready to get more rises, or for me, it goes against the trend. So I'm seeing the fact that since something is going against the trend, we may be seeing bull signals. Now, again, that's not always the case, and we really didn't see that. But those are just for me telling me there's bull signals. And it waited a while, and we did get some run up, but we didn't get any major crashes, right? So we have a bull signal that it's up. We have a January dip, but we have a holding, right? So again, here's a November is up when it's supposed to dip, but we still did kind of get a dip right here, November 9th. So really, we did get a dip, and I can turn this around, right? Because we really did kind of get a dip. So we'll turn that around and say that we've got a dip here. We did get our November dip. We did get this is a December red. It's supposed to be January, right? Yeah, this is January. So let's just move this to January. And we've got our January dip. But it did not come until the second week of January, right? So, but there is a January dip. First week or second week of January. Typically, it's the first week, so I'm going to still put the dip there. Even though it's the second week, I'll still put it in there because I like it within 3 weeks, right? So we got our January dip. Then we have this is not February. This is our March dip, right? So there's your March dip. Then there's a June. You see it up here. Let's get this box out of our way. There's our June dip. That leads to that July dip that we just went through. I don't have any extra arrows for that, so let me delete this. Right? So I have no extra arrows, but you can see we're in June. This is June right here. Actually, here's a June dip. June. There's a July. So again, I tell you it's a June and within the range of July dip. We're going through that now. Then we're supposed to have a dip. This is 2016. We're supposed to have a dip in October. We did not. November. This is November. This is November's dip. And we did actually get it. Right, so we did get our dip, but I'll leave it in October because I think I was pointing, it was more October dips than November dips. But regardless, a November dip is supposed to happen, but it went up for me, kind of signaling that we're on a run. We have our January dip again. So there's our January dip, the red. Then we have our March dip, right? There's the March. There's our June dip, right? June, second week of June. Well, the first week of June is here. I have it up. But really, the second week could still signal your June dip. So I'm going to stop being me. I'm being cute and glamorous. But this June dip actually could have still been called for a June dip. It still happened, right? It did dip. Then we have a September dip, right? The yellow. September was up, but it did dip sometime in September. So we really did have a September dip. And we really did have our September dip, right? So here's our September dip. There's always a dip in these zones. Then, as we go up higher in the chain, November, we're supposed to have a dip. There's your November dip. Even though I have it pointing up, we had our November dip still. And then, as you go here's your January. First week of January is good. But the second week of January is a dip. So I'm going to say there's your second week of January dip. But I always know that there's a January dip. And again, it dipped here in the first week of January and the second week of January. So really, regardless, we still got our January dip. There's January. There's the first week of January. January, that's the second, well, January 8th. Still this seems to be, what's this? January 1st, January 8th. Yes, this is the second week. So within the first or second week of January, you've got a dip, right? So here's our January dip. It dipped down, it broke down. Then we have our March dip, right? There's our March dip that happened. So then we go down, right? Then there's our June, July dip right there. Even though there seems to be a May dip too, right? Because I'm still seeing when you have your June dip, sometimes you have a May dip. It didn't happen before, but we sometimes can get a May dip. So May through June and July is a real weak zone. So you can keep an eye on that zone for major things that are going to happen in May, June, July. Is a system of dips that are happening here that pull the market down consistently. We're in that now. Then it goes up, right? June dip, June 25th, the end of June, right around now, it goes up. Right at the first week of July has one little dip, and then July it goes back. The rest of July it goes up. July it dips down again. You've got September where you do a dip again. Then you've got your November dip, right? But we're in a new cycle. This is a bear cycle, so we don't have these spikes. There's no halvening cycle yet. So we don't have the spikes we're used to on those days. So of course, when these things break down, they break down lower during the halvening's over here. So it breaks down lower. So now we go September, we have our dip. November, we again have our dip. November dip. January, here it goes again. January, the first week of January, there's our dip. There goes February / our February-March dip. Didn't happen. So we didn't have a March dip, signaling an uptrend. Boom, we get a break to the upside, but there's our June-July dip. June dip, July dip, and our September dip, right? All in that range, pulling the market down significantly, which then September dip caused it to go down. November, you're getting your dip. So there's your November dip to your January, December, your January dip. But we didn't have our dip. We had a surge in January, though we had still got a dip somewhere. It was late. But it was for the most part up. Then we have our March dip. I told you March can have a dip, right? The March dip, April dip, right? Our March, April dip. Our March, April dip didn't happen here, but we had our March, April dip here. Then we have the halvening that happened. Then we have our June dip. June, July, right? There's a July-ish dip, but because the halvening cycle, it didn't pull it down too much, and it kept it stable. And then as we're running up, we have our June. Again, now we're in 2020, right? So we're in June dip, July dip, September dip, August, September, right? Right in that window. In that window is dips. I don't say it's an exact thing. I just say in a window of time, it's just a significant dip. Again, I'm just showing y'all what I clearly see, and I'm just doing the pattern with you, right? So then we come to January, right? November. This is the November dip cycle. We still get one, but it was on an upswing. We were in an upswing, and it waited till the late portion to kind of still give us our dip, but we were in a surge. And that's why I said these things can kind of trigger and tell you you're in a bull sign. Even if you get the dip wasn't significant. This is a significant dip zone. It's November, but we didn't get it. Because of the halvening cycle starting, we did not get it, and we got buy-in and flush. We all of a sudden got a surge in Bitcoin price, right? So we beat the November dip. And now hold on, I'm going to have to try to go up. November. Oh, actually, that's the wrong color. Sorry. This color is supposed to be here. Wait, what color is this? It's that one there. Okay. It's this color here. Yep, that's that color here. Sorry. That's not supposed to be that color. October, November, and now we're supposed to get a January dip. There it is on the second week, right? So let's get this, let's get a red January, and let me clone it and then bring it over. So this way you see I'm doing this with you and you can see it. So we're gonna go to January here, and I'm placing it here because we did get the dip signal in January. So again, I'm showing you. Then we go January, we got our dip in the second week within the zone, right? Then we got our March, February, March dip. We got our February, March, still got a dip in March, even though it kind of signaled up, but we did get our dip in March. It just wasn't significant. We did get a February dip, which might have been the significance, but I pointed it up because I wanted to say bear sign, a bull sign, but it's not a, it is a bull sign, but it's not. We still got a significant dip. So I really could reverse it and say we did fulfill a dip, right? Then, let's see, that's our February, March dip. Then we've got our May, June, July dip. Now I've left this in here because I'm now calling shots as we're going. Now do y'all get it? Now do you see what I've been trying to tell you? When I tell you that this is a systematic thing, when I tell you that this starts at the beginning in the colors, and if I just walked you through every single color over and over again. January, February, March, April. This is June, July, right? Even May, sometimes in May it happens, but June, July dip. Then we've got a significant, this should have been September, right? See, that's not here. Hold on. I didn't give you a September dip. Let me go over here. Give me 1 second. Let me go over here and grab one of these. In fact, hold on. I'll use one of the arrows that's already here. Give me a second, because one of my arrows is missing. So let's put it up there from the past, right? I've got August, September dip there, November dip, January, March, June, September, right? Let's scroll this down some. Let's grab one of these. Let's hit control and drag it. Let's go over to September. And there's our dip in September. Right there. And we're just going to change that to yellow. Right? Because that's our September dip. Then we have our October, November dip. There's it is. Even though I can turn that around because it did happen. Then we have our January dip. So then we have our March, May, June, July dip. I'm being cute my damn self. It was because I was at I wasn't on the week. I was on the 3-day or the day when I did this before. And now I only use the week. So now on the week, I can pull these and say, no, these are actually downs and these fulfilled the dips, right? The September dip is right here. So I can move that over. There's your September dip. There's your November dip right there. Even though I said it pumped, it really didn't. It dipped right there. Then you have your January dip again. Then you have your March, February dip. There's a February, March dip that happens. Then you've got your May, June, July dips. Again, your November dip. There's your January dip. March, and April. There's an April dip, but it's not significant. That's why I can say this one being up kind of gives me a bull signal. I got my June, July dip right here. Right, June, I can point there. July, September dip, okay, and then more September for a significant dip all the way down to the end of September, right? Then I have a November, October dip, right? So again, these are December. This is not supposed to be December. This will be a January. Okay, this is up because January is up, right? But then we had our March. Then we had our halvening. June dip. September, August, September dip. This is our November dip. Really could have been there, but we'll say it's a bull sign that we're having something because it didn't come early, it came late. Then we have a January dip during the halvening cycle. Then we have our February / March dip, though it's really, we still got a dip. Then we have our we have our May, June dip, because we do have a dip that can happen in May. We have Elon helped with this one. So then we have our dip. Then we have June, July dip, and we should have our run up. Now look what's happened. See y'all? When I showed you the videos yesterday, what did I tell you? I said we would know real soon whether or not we should have a spinning green top showing us we're getting ready to do the run up. I said at the beginning of the week. I said that you better get ready before the 21st because the 21st is when Elon's going to be talking. So there's your seasons of Bitcoin. See, now, what do I know what's going on? Now, when you see this arrow, September dip, when you see this arrow, now I'm showing you pumps, but I'm showing you pops. And I'm showing you pumps to when it pops. Right? The pattern from before, I am moving it forward and saying these are the zones we've already seen before. So now you understand the seasons of Bitcoin. And now I can point to this video and say, watch the seasons of Bitcoin to understand how I can make these calls. Because I'm not being cute and clamorous. I've just physically gone back to 2015, rewound to 2020, and showed you consistently certain patterns. You don't have to like it, just trade on it. You don't have to like it, just figure out your factors of how you play in your sector. This is a market. It's a new internet. It's a new way of storing websites and building applications and having those applications be financial in nature now. We can do business directly now. So when I show you this, I'm showing you this because when would I be making purchases? Right now, before it breaks this level. Because once it does, fring, you know where it's going. I already told you what the estimates are based off the past performance. 35% was the first run. It went to 673 to its peak high. 35% would have been $22,000 in the last halvening cycle. We went to 13,759, breaching the 20% mark. I don't trust it because it fell down from 35 to 20. I want another level of security just in case it drops again. So I say 132K. So I'm getting out at 100K or beginning to. This is why I'm doing it. This is why I'm playing the game I'm playing. I base some of it off the news that happens, but I also know news is being manipulated by the season that Bitcoin plays by itself, if we like it or not. This is the seasons of Bitcoin. This is how Bitcoin has played since the beginning that I've seen on Coinbase. And it's played this systematic pattern, rain pattern. Just think of it like rain. This is the seasonal rain drips. I just now am also trying to map the drips, these are the hard drops. Systematically hard drops, and I just look at when those drops lead to significant pumps now. All right? So that's our season of Bitcoin. Let's go into a little bit of the news, because I do want to get into some of that. B word is going on right now. I told y'all, 21st. Today is the last day you could probably get in before it pumped. Yesterday, actually. Warned you. I said, yeah, I'm going to get my deals in. This is the last that I probably can get it. And this is the last I'm going to be able to probably get it. Right? We've been waiting for weeks for this to happen. So, we're now in the timeline where they can't suppress anymore because Bitcoin is in its seasonal sun cycle. Right? So now let's look at some of the news and see why Bitcoin potentially is about to do its spike. Will they be phasing the news to help shape the new narratives? We're going to find out. Trading firm of the richest crypto billionaire reveals buying a lot more Bitcoin below 30K. So, again, as I've been telling you, everybody else is buying Bitcoin but you. Because you're listening to the news and not staying to the fundamentals. Doesn't matter how we feel about it, this is the new version of an internet. A new decentralized one, which will have a new operating system, a new series of small form factor hardware. All of that is happening. There's only 21 million Bitcoin, and these guys are buying them all up. 21 million Bitcoin, 18.5 has already been mined, right? The last Bitcoin is mined in 2140, making that 118 years till the last coin is mined. Only 900 Bitcoin is mined a day, and all of that is sold from the miners directly to 2 main wallets now. Maybe 3. And they're buying him up. Now, there's only 21 million, so when they throw in a bunch of money on Bitcoin, best believe, y'all, they understand the fundamentals, and they understand that they are in a digital world now. They need digital currency. And what is the US dollar but for $1? What will the US dollar be in 4 more years? What will Bitcoin be in 4 more years? Well, go back to what Bitcoin's price was 4 years before, 4 years before, 4 years before. And then you'll kind of understand that to be in this market, for Bitcoin to even remotely be feasible, hardware needs to be going up. Hash rate needs to be going up. If the hash rate was falling and falling and falling, we're dealing with millions of total terahashes that are coming back online, which means hardware is coming back online. If hardware is coming back online, electricity is being spent. IT people are on those machines, keeping them up, making sure the network is up, making sure people aren't hacking them, because you don't think that hackers are trying to hack other addresses to make sure that they go offline so they can mine for themselves. Yo, y'all, there's a war going on outside no one is safe from. You can run, but you can't hide forever from these streets that we done took. You're walking with your head down, scared to look. You're shook, 'cause ain't no such thing as halfway crook, my pirates. Straight up, that damn rhyme means something right now. You don't understand. What do we say? We're cute and clamorous of who we are, right? We want to call ourselves straw men, right? We want to say we want to get back our straw men, right? We want to talk about corporations, right? We want to talk about all this ish, but we won't talk about vessels. What is a vessel? when it comes to maritime law? Huh? Who is a steward or a captain of a vessel? Is it not the captain of a ship? Is it not the CEO of a company flying a flag? Does that company have hardware assets these days? Are those hardware assets important? Ask Google. Ask Apple for the Apple iStore and all of the software on all them damn servers playing all them freaking games. Now, we think that Apple's business model is going to work in the new world? Nope. Because pirates are on these streets, my ninjas. Pirates are on these streets. Same pirate that's manipulating the market over here, it already knows that it's time for cyclically time for Bitcoin to shine. What did I tell you is coming? Same thing I told you was going on here. I already tell you what's happening. What's already starting to rear its little head? All right. Just saying, because the news now, the B word I told you today is going to be the changer. So I wasn't worried yesterday because I told you today I follow the news and the data. I don't play this game to lose. I play because the business has to win next quarter. Look, I have to make sure that I buy low, sell high. I have to make sure that I buy low, sell high. What was the high point? What was the last high point? Zuzzuh. Zugga. Where did we end up? What was the last high point before the last halvening? The last halvening, then a halvening, boom. The last halvening, now we ain't done with the year yet. Everybody wants to, I told y'all I wasn't calling this shit out from the beginning, didn't I? Didn't I? I said, no, we're going to 100,000. I'm not worried about that. Because scarcity is scarcity is scarcity. I understand Bitcoin for that play. And I'm playing Bitcoin to be able to get my other crypto. Because I don't believe in Bitcoin for 100 years. It don't do shit. It's good for now. Because it makes sense for now. A whole country is getting ready. It just made it legal tender. And that whole country's legal tender goes live soon, right? Yeah, it goes. The 9th in a couple more, in a couple more weeks. Wait, no, 9th of June? No, it already happened, sorry. Already happened, 9th of June, 2021. We're in July now. So this already happened. This BTC legal tender in El Salvador. So we already got the legal tender. So being that Bitcoin's legal tender to a whole nother civilization, millions of people are now going to have access to it. They're going to mine their Bitcoin from volcanoes using geothermal, making it damn free. You don't think their nation's going to be... And then we've got smart contracts coming in September. Smart contracts coming to Ethereum. Oh, not smart contracts. We're getting more speed and all this other stuff coming to Ethereum soon. So like all these things getting ready to come to Ethereum. So, and Bitcoin has upgrades come in November. So, yeah, everybody's buying it because they understand the infrastructure, right? So the next thing, Salt opens a waiting list for Salt Card, the first crypto credit card designed to help you hodl. So I only put this here not because I trust in this Salt card, but I want you to understand, as I told you, Coinbase has a card now. Every Coinbase card is pretty much every card is pretty much going to be, in America at least, it's going to use USDC as its core value store. Again, I told you, USDC is probably going to end up being the central bank coin for the United States. It's already positioned. And the government's not going to try to build something in the next 5 years. They're going to piggyback off the technology that's already there. They ain't dumb. Many JP Morgan clients see Bitcoin as an asset class. So JP Morgan's clients, they're not talking about us. They're talking about their millionaire investors in their private banking sector. I should know. I worked in the private banking sector for Citibank. So I know who they're talking about. That's why I'm talking to y'all from a banker's perspective and from me being a musician and being in a private bank, understanding that the assets of the bank, like the musicians and the labels, were the masters. And that we were earning interest off the earnings of those masters. And that's what you were paid royalties from. See, I get it. So I decided, fuck y'all, music industry, we're going to do it ourselves. But we're just going to have to wait until something comes, the financial aspect of it comes into fruition. I just had to wait. I knew it would come. I didn't know how. There used to be something called e-gold years ago. That was the first real digital currency I used on the investment front in the high yield investment programs. There's plenty of digital currencies back in those days for that. Now we're looking at cryptocurrency companies that actually do stuff. Now, in the future, we'll be just looking at software companies that offer you a token to get in early. And again, my talk is leading down to the second portion of my talk today, which is the new gaming business. See, we're going to use Seasons of Bitcoin to be able to get on the back end of an infrastructure. And I'm talking about another company that's in gaming, and for another reason, Gala Games. Because I'm about to get deep into that one too for an infrastructure play. But we'll get there. But all of my talk leads down to that point. You'll see. And I'm not trying to do this. I don't just choose the news. The news is coming from the AIs as I'm doing my just nightly reads. EU will make Bitcoin traceable and ban anonymous crypto wallets in anti-money laundering drive. Do you remember what I told you about I don't care if Bitcoin I don't care about Bitcoin on what they want to do with it? Do you know what they have to do? They have to, the miners, which now, there's a mining consortium, will have to vote on that. So that was what the mining consortium is about. This whole Elon Musk and mining consortium, this was all about. If I now made all of these miners come to the United States, they can all be underneath the jurisdiction for my anti-money laundering campaign when I control Bitcoin. So I told you, they're going to make Bitcoin the coin. I'm saying I don't care. Go ahead and ride this up. Just don't forget, this technology we can split off and do our own things with. You just got to get good with coding. And some of this coding is coming back down again a notch. So I don't just hedge on Ethereum because Ethereum has its own coding language. I want people to bring Node.js to the blockchain. And when they do, guess what? We're in like Flynn, because I think Node.js or JavaScript is just going to be the language of choice. So anything that makes it easy for you to use the language of choice is going to win. Can you take Node.js? The reason why I thought PHP was going to win over Perl and CGI, and it did. And I now think Node is going to win over PHP. Why? Because PHP can't be an application or an exe file on Windows easy. There's a lot of work. I tried. You got to bring the MySQL database. You got to do all this other stuff. No, with Node.js, no, you can just make an encapsulated exe file. Build your applications. You can put it on Linux. You can put it on Mac. You can put it on Android. You can basically port it to anything. That makes it a universal language that you can use across all platforms, cross-platform. Now I just need a database that's cross-world, right? Because now data can be international rather than on a server somewhere. Anybody can host your data. That's what Bitcoin has taught us. That's what Ethereum is teaching us, especially with smart contracts. That's what Matic is teaching us, right? That's what Elrond is teaching us. That's what Polkadot is teaching us. So Polkadot has apps from Kusama, right? That's what Kusama is teaching us. That's what Aave is teaching us, that you can build applications. So as we learn that the wallet is the application, and we learn that the database is the data on chain, now we're learning how to utilize it better and faster. Just like we did when we first learned the internet was slow, and because that's all we knew from the tech. And as the tech got faster, we learned how to utilize it better and utilize it faster. We also have an internet that came from a slow place. And the technology that still can work has worked from its beginning, and that was HTML and JavaScript was the initial web. Guess what? It ain't changed. HTML and JavaScript has been long the winner. Now that JavaScript is its own kind of operating system or operating platform or application system, then it wins. So, like I said, Bitcoin is an idea on how we can decentralize data. And it's a dumb software. It only does calculations to validate transactions. It's smart in how it handles decentralized finance, but it doesn't do anything else. It's not a smart software application builder. It just calculates mathematical equations to validate transactions. That's it. And that's why it takes 3 seconds per transaction. That's no different than modems being slow and then modems speeding up when the internet was first being born. Soon we had broadband, and soon it's just whatever. Then you had 1G, then you had 2G, then you had 3G, then you got 4G, now you got 5G, then you'll have 6G and 7G, right? Same thing, y'all. We just get caught up in what MG says, the cute and clamorous of technology. So they're going to play with Bitcoin, lock it up, and Bitcoin will be like the intranet to the internet. They're going to try to lock this down, and something's going to come out to the side they're not ready for, that just is funded by the people, and the people are going to build on it just like they built on Bitcoin, and then moved away. And will move away from Bitcoin when they no longer suits their purpose of privacy and non-globalization by the powers that be. They think they will own Bitcoin, will stop crypto. No, crypto is on will be on decentralized data points that you can't stop. The crypto will be on decentralized programming networks that you can't stop. It'll be on a bunch of machines across the world that you can't stop. Because even if you then try to stop the IPs, we'd gone decentralized VPNs and funnel it through that. So it really doesn't matter. We could build blockchain tunneling. We could just do a lot of stuff, man. So they don't want to go there. They couldn't stop BitTorrent. Y'all, they still ain't stopped BitTorrent, y'all. BitTorrent was the shot across the bow at them shutting down Napster. And since then, they ain't shut, like when Pirate Bay went finally decentralized, can they really shut Pirate Bay now? And when domain names are now unable to be stopped in the future, well, how can they stop decentralized apps that are running on their own decentralized chains, navigated by people who are paid in decentralized currencies that they believe in because the tokenomics makes sense because there's some form of scarcity or ways to stake or ways to lock into contracts to be able to do things on chain. Again, I'm just waiting for the technology to get here. Who's going to win? PayU purchases CeeLo tokens to kickstart the stablecoin payment program. Telling you, man. Stablecoins are this cycle's important coins. When in my last cycle, it was all about Tether. I didn't trust Tether worth a damn. But now I get too much interest in Tether to not give a damn about Tether. So I trade Tether because my bots make good money on it. With Bitsgap, link in the description. So, crypto tax startup TaxBit reportedly in talks for unicorn level funding. There's going to be a lot of companies that are going to get funding. I'm pretty sure Intuit wants to figure out a way in here because, they're greedy like that. China wants U.S. senators to stop making trouble out of the digital yuan. Hey, guy, calm down, guy. South Park theory, right? Calm down, guy. There's nothing to see here, guy. Calm down, guy. There's nothing to see there, buddy. That was South Park. There's nothing to see here. Calm down. No, there's something to see here. Their digital yuan is just like Ethereum. It's a programming language. It means they're shifting out all their Bitcoin miners to be able to give US something to feel comfortable about. But some people see the truth, that you're building a processing. I told y'all there's a Cold War going on, and it's called transactions per second. And whose nation's coin is getting the most transactions a second? I'm telling you. Because whoever's nation has a nation's processing power of millions of billions of transactions a second, all of the software will want to be on it, and all of the money will flow to a country. Whose country coin will rule them all? I'm telling you, Coinbase and the United States are putting their hedge on their coin, USDC. Everything that's earning interest here is a network. It is not a coin. It is a network. Ethereum, you can run programs. Algorand, you can run programs. Cosmos, you can run programs. DAI, you can run programs. Tezos, you can run programs. USD coin will have a way to run programs. They're going to be earning revenue, interest, decentralized interest. There will be a network that'll have automatic market making that'll earn 4% through Coinbase. Telling you. Network. These are networks. It's a Celo network. USDC is from Celo. Let's verify that. Making sure that I'm not bug the hell out, right? Where is it? Bitcoin, exec, salt, tax. Do I have that? Oh, no, this is about the Chinese yuan. I didn't get that post. Yeah. Oh, here it is. Celo. There we go. This PayU was the Celo one. Celo. Celo's native. Please get out of my face. Celo's native asset, PayU. All right, protocol. Celo, PayU, Celo. Find USDC. Oh, it doesn't say it. Hold on. CELOUSDC. Right? Oh, it's not Celo. My bad. Oh, so that's all off. It's Circle that does the USDC stablecoin. Okay. That changes that. So they're not going with Circle. It's Circle, not Celo. All right, no problem. So scratch that news. Because I thought they were working with people that have got Circle. So we got to look at Celo and see how they're doing their central stable coins, whatever, or their stable coin, excuse me. So yeah, so there's a stable coin shootout happening. Even Facebook is getting in the market with Diem, right? So Sunday's GTBC unlock held more shares than the remaining events combined. Unlocking of the shares, they were thinking about BTC sell-offs were going to happen once the shares open. So this is talking about Grayscale. Rich people buy their Bitcoin and have been buying their Bitcoin through other individual wallets. People that have already purchased a lot of Bitcoin are getting multi-billionaires and millionaires to buy it from a back end so people can't see it. So they also have shares and they give access. So they can buy it, lock it up for like 6 months, and then they unlock the wallets and are able to then be able to sell if they want to sell. What ends up happening is that people are taught and learn what the asset is, know that the asset has been purchased and accumulated in proper proportions, and know that they are not they're purchased before huge run-ups. So when this all goes down, these run-ups are going to happen and they're going to make their money. So they're not going to. One big unlock was on the 20th, right? That just happened. So the unlock just happened. Everybody got scared out that all these people were going to sell, so everybody dumped their coins. The market shook you the hell on out. And if you would listen to me, when I told you that, the season doesn't play that way. The season's getting ready to do a run up. I wouldn't get too gassed up that it's going to drop any further because it wants to touch this line one more time. It should touch the line one more time, but it might not touch that line. See, we touched the line 1, 2, and 3 times. So we did touch the line physically 3 times. So I should get over the fact that we didn't touch the line again, but I still wanted us to touch the line again. Right? So I just have to get over it because we may not do it. We may not get there. They had their last opportunity before we really go into the spike run. So I've got to look at the news as this failed. The FUD to pull the market down, all the things. Oh, get ready. Grayscale's unlocking their Bitcoin and all their billionaires are going to sell because they're dumb. They would just say, sell it back to us. If you don't want it, just give it back to us. We'll hold it. You get it? They would say, no. We don't do that. Just sell it back to us because we don't want to shift the market. Sell it back to us. We'll buy it back from you if you're scared. We believe in the asset. We'll buy it back from you. We'll even give you a slight markup if you want. Just to keep you from selling it off grid. Oh, okay, here. Sure. You don't think those deals happen, y'all? See, y'all listen to news rather than listen to how rich people may work with each other. If you had wealth and one of your homeboys had wealth and you knew selling on the open market shook all your other homeboys that had wealth, wouldn't you make sure to tell your homeboy with wealth, hey, this is how you're going to just trade it back with me, man. Don't go selling it out there. Sell it with me. I'll buy it because if you do that, you'll shake up the market and we don't want to do that. Crypto.com deploys its Ethereum virtual machine. So I'm really going to be looking at Crypto.com CRO. Like I told you, I like exchange coins. And I'm going to also register to trade on that with one of my robots as well. I'm spreading out my risk onto other exchanges with my robots. So I'm going to be expanding the robot reach to other exchanges. Told y'all, getting ready. Getting ready. Auditors reveal USDC backing as Jim Cramer, the guy I just told you about, the hedge fund guy that just destroys markets when he was a hedge fund manager, sounds the alarm over Tether's mad money, right? So he's helping the narrative of be scared of Tether. Put your faith in US dollar coin because we don't want you in Tether earning all that interest. I'm telling you, it's about an interest game. Not so much whether or not they're worried about Tether's assets. Tether should have failed by now. It should have been failed. It doesn't matter. It ain't failing. So I'm going to make money on it and then move it into US dollar coin since they want to say it's so risk-free. I'll move it there. I'll earn some interest. And when my interest is earned, I'll siphon it over to US coin pairs, knowing that I'm not going to get as much interest. Right? If I'm that scared of US dollar Tether. Whatever. So, one of the things I told you about is this Damon Dash. I told you the selling of musical assets, that this was going to be the shot across the bow. Real estate, music, everything changes with these things happening. This is not the one thing that'll change it, but all of these things being in our lexicon, becoming part of our thought process. Oh, do you mean I can play like Michael Jackson now and buy assets of artists that want to sell their masters that they own online? Where are you selling it? Let me get an idea. So that's what we're going to do right now. Damon Dash starts an auction for his share of Jay-Z's Reasonable Doubt, despite the legal threats. Like, I don't give a damn about you. I own this, no? I have the certificate of ownership. July 23rd at 5 p.m. So where is this going to be on? It's going to be on -nftgallery.io. So he has his own page. Why did he do that? Because now Jay-Z could try to stop any centralized repository from selling it, threatening them with legal action. He has to attack a decentralized website that seemingly seems to be owned by Damien Dash. I told you. There's ways around this shit, man. Dame's not stupid. Let's open up and look at his page. Dash NFT Gallery, a Rockefeller Inc., huh? Is auctioning his 1/3 interest in Rockefeller, which owns. So we're not even just getting reasonable doubt. We're getting his 1/3 interest in Rockefeller Inc. Dash NFT Gallery. Huh. Auction closes. The minimum bid is 10 million USD, or the equivalent in the following currencies: Bitcoin, Ethereum, pounds, euro. Yo, y'all notice that? Y'all notice that, right? Notice what he did. He don't want USDC. He don't want USDT. He don't want USD. He wants Bitcoin. He wants Ethereum. He wants pounds or euros. You think he knows where the power is? Where the technology is? Who's not giving blockchain too much problems to go pirate on everybody? Yeah, the pirates are still across the sea. They've murdered our pirates out here. Our look at Silicon Valley. That was a pirate stronghold. It don't do nothing no more. All of our pirates are shipped out. I mean, there's still some there, but its legacies are drying up like the Poconos to the new generation, right? So Bitcoin, Ethereum, pounds, and euros. It's the rock. I'm trying to tell you. Yes, Lord. There's the roots. Portion of the donated to 2 nonprofits, the Mentoring Trust Foundation, Off School Grounds Coalition. So he's even giving it to charity. Told you, man. This Dame has been in technologies before anybody else. Dame will see things before anybody else. He is a cocky but slick businessman. Yeah, try to stop him. Good luck. I said it, didn't I? Auction is 1/3 interest. Reasonable doubt. Jay-Z, if you want it, you're going to have to buy it on the open market. He's just saying, if you want it, we're going to do this way. Love to see it. All right, so we're going to move on. So now you see the music industry changing on you. Chainlink onboards an average of 1.4 new partners each day. So Chainlink, data. So I'm always looking at Chainlink. MakerDAO to dissolve their foundation and become truly decentralized again. MakerDAO is going decentralized. A company. I told you DAOs are the new corporation, y'all. DAOs, decentralized autonomous organizations, are the new companies making software. Watch this company's moves. Watch them. Study them. They are a corporation. Study Ethereum. They're a corporation now, y'all. They have their own not-for-profit, the coalition, right? The alliance. The Ethereum Alliance is a business coalition. So evidently, Ethereum was one of the first DAOs. So MakerDAO, right? Another DAO. So look at these organizations because those are corporations. The DAO is y'all's new corporation. That's the corporate structure I want to build. ToxicHustle in time will become a DAO. a decentralized autonomous organization. It's one of the 4 core premises. Why I am not the CEO of Toxic Hustle, even though I am the CEO. I believe the robot, the system, the machine will do better business decisions with me 24 hours a day. All I have to do is feed it the strategies to be successful. So I am the strategy officer, chief strategy officer. I call chief like our nation does, as our tribe does, not chief like they do. Right? So understand that these are the new corporate structures. We just got to figure out how they will play and how we then can structure economies in our own DAOs using real world dollars. Can I make a graphic, a Photoshop, whatever, sell it for $50, some type of CD cover or something, and then can that be done in a decentralized way through a decentralized project management system so everybody gets paid? Exactly. Yes, it can happen. Right? So we got to understand that these decentralized business models are here. Green energy crypto mining ETF launches on New York Stock Exchange. So here goes your ETF. Slid in, unknown. These mining ETFs are not a Bitcoin ETF. They're not an Ethereum ETF, but they're a crypto ETF nonetheless. We better count these wins as wins, because what this is now a mining facility, hardware play, has already shown you it's golden with the SEC as a business model to be an exchange traded fund. Get it? So that's why I look at hardware. Commercial real estate is one of the reasons I brought up the real estate talk yesterday. Was because I wanted you to understand everything links. The data play I want to make links to the hardware play I want to make, because it all aligns to a data play which I'm seeing ETFs launching all the time on. Right? So next thing is Ethereum, the Infinite Garden documentary. So evidently there's a documentary for Ether getting ready to come out, and it got 1,036 Ether for that project. Damn, that's a lot of money. How much was that at the start of the at current rates? Right? Cancel. The team credits of production for Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Star Trek Beyond. Okay. Okay, so let's do this the fast way, since it seems like for us to do it any other way would take us a long time. So we're going to search 1,000 ETH2 USD. Well, ladies and gentlemen, they earned $2 million at today's rates. At the rate right now, they earn $2 million for a documentary. You think Ethereum's going to have a real good time whenever this thing comes out? So when is this documentary supposed to be launched? Do they have a date? Because that will let us know kind of. Summer 2022. Interesting. Winter 2023. Interesting. So an Ethereum movie has been funded to come out 2023. Why am I even looking like that? I want y'all to see something. Let me go back over here. I think I have it. Do I have it? Yeah, the next halvening cycle is 2024. We don't know exactly what month it's going to be, but we know it's going to be 2024. So right before a halvening cycle starts, a Ethereum movie is going to drop. Okay, let me show you something. Look at how much money's in Ethereum. Now imagine how much money is going to be in Ethereum after the scarcity, the contracts, all that stuff. And there's a bunch of money not in Ethereum right now, y'all. There's a ton of money in ETH2 being staked. Right now, when that money comes out and rolls into ETH and merges together, this number is going to be huge. We could be looking at a flippening that happens next cycle. That's why I say it's funny how an Ethereum movie is coming out before the next great Bitcoin halvening cycle, because it may be the last major Bitcoin halvening cycle. Ethereum may take over. Hence why I say I'm looking at Ethereum. That's why I told you I'm not relying on Bitcoin. I'm just relying on Bitcoin to play the way Bitcoin plays. I'm grabbing this up. I'm grabbing this up because it's cheap. I'm grabbing Cardano up because it's cheap. I'm grabbing XRP up because it's cheap. I'm grabbing Polkadot up because it's a programming language that's cheap. Solana because it's cheap. Chainlink because it's cheap. Polygon because it's cheap. I already got too much Stellar, so I don't need that. VeChain because it's cheap. I was getting EOS, but I kind of froze up on that one. Cosmos because it's cheap. Oh, I need to get some crypto.com. Boop, boop. That's that CRO. Boom, boom. Got to get that. It's going to be a big thing soon when they get them smart contracts up. Terra, I need to get into that. That's another programming language because it's cheap. Algorand, I got because it's cheap. Graph, Kusama. Again, y'all, there's reasons. There's reasons for the madness that you hear, the hours that I talk. There's reasons for it. So, like I said, let's close that out. Let's close this out. Let's close the 2 million that cost. Let's close this out. Come back here. So $2 million this movie earned, and it's coming out right around. So get ready. That's why I'm also looking at what the market is going to be. I don't look just what's happening this year. I'm also planning things that are going to happen with the next cycle. Bitcoin crashing below 30K, not enough to deter, as she adds. Kathy Wood's ARK Invest, publicly traded stock, bought another 31 million in Coinbase and 3.4 million in that gray whatever thing I just told you about up here. Grayscale, GBTC, Grayscale, right? Grayscale, GPTC, Grayscale, Bitcoin. Grayscale's Bitcoin. She's buying more Grayscale Bitcoin. 3.4 million more. Evidently, somebody kind of, like a person who's on the stock market kind of thinks they know what the hell they're finding in an asset. And we think that we're smarter. Hubris, huh? Bitcoin slides amid EU call to make transfers traceable and the rise of stablecoins. I want y'all to, well, the reason why I saved this one is I wanted you to hear how stupid this sounds, okay? Bitcoin price fell because the European Union wants transactions to be traceable. Y'all, Bitcoin is traceable by default. You can see every trade on the network. That's why I can see the addresses that have over 10,000 Bitcoin. That's why I can see the addresses with 1,000 Bitcoin. That's why I can see the addresses that have 100 Bitcoin. That's how I can see the addresses with only 10 Bitcoin. That's how I can see the addresses with 1 Bitcoin. That's how I can see the addresses with 0.1. That's how I can see the addresses with 0.01. Because all of this data is available for free if you know how to grab it. Bitcoin has a season and a cycle. So when somebody tells you that the reason why is because it's traceable, it's already traceable, numb nuts, if you understand the tech. So this makes absolutely no absolutely no sense. And then the rise of stable coins is the reason why Bitcoin's price fell? No, Bitcoin's price fell because you've got a market manipulator with over 300 million making Bart Simpson heads as pictures. This is a manipulation. This is a cogwheel. This is a stairway to heaven slam. This is another cogwheel to a spike. We might have a Batman spike getting ready here with the Batman ears, right? If it comes back down. These are all manipulation moves, y'all. And they're grabbing up crypto in small portions. They're grabbing it up, buying, selling, and one wallet to rule them all is grabbing up. So these other wallets are in tangent, scooping up stuff, and this one is the master manipulating wallet. I got you, caught you, got it. And then I know Bitcoin plays systematic dips, and then I watch the news destroy any of the good news that comes out because everything's manipulated and controlled. So this is not it. I wanted this here to let you know. You can see that they're full of crap. Stop paying any of the mind to these people that have absolutely no idea what the hell they're talking about. They don't. The Guardian, you suck. Let's go. OpenSea is the latest crypto unicorn after 100 million funding round. So OpenSea, y'all, is a big player now. So I'd be looking at everything that they're doing on this market. This is NFTs, y'all. We're getting ready to get back into a run, and there's going to be a lot of people buying a lot of assets coming soon. Like I said, we're going to get into gaming soon. I know I've been running, it's 2 hours already, but I need to go through the news before we get into the other stuff. MasterCard announces enhancement of card program for crypto wallets. I told you USDC is going to be the way that all that's running. Rothschilds are buying more Bitcoin. See? Cryptopolitan, whatever, is the Rothschild Investment Corp is buying more Bitcoin. Why aren't you? Why? Because they scared you out of it. Ethereum DeFi Pioneer Maker Foundation, MakerDAO, is shutting down. Shutting down. MakerDAO shutting down, and DAO will take over. So a new DAO is being built, a new decentralized DAO. We talked about that already. Why this JP Morgan executive says clients want to invest in Bitcoin. So again, an executive at JP Morgan is telling you their clients want more Bitcoin. That is the high end stuff, y'all. That's not the lower end. Binance burns hundreds of millions of crypto, and that's not moving the market. So again, the manipulation is on. We've seen the Yellen thing already. Let's see what the AI Leo has found us. $1 billion investment firm bolsters holdings in Grayscale. There we go, that company again. Bitcoin and Ethereum Trust. So a $1 billion investment firm is now working with Grayscale. You know, that GBTC thing we just talked about? That's what the AI found. Notice it wasn't on my radar. I didn't see that. That's why I use the AI to find our news as well. Cardano and Chainlink bulls should step in at these crucial levels. So basically, if you're into data plays, you should have gotten in. I did. BNY Mellon backs institutional Bitcoin trading platform Pure Digital. So again, a bank is backing somebody who's trading cryptocurrencies and potentially buying more. I will hedge my risk on your risk. This way, I'm not risky yet. But then I will probably buy you into my organization later if you prove yourself right. That's what happened with Smith Barney and JP Morgan. Morgan Stanley. Let's go. Here's what triggered Bitcoin's 2021 reversal. I don't speculate on that. It's manipulation. MasterCard is eyeing this stablecoin's transaction volume. Which one? Is it USDC or USDT? I'm sure it's it's collaboration with Circle. Is it a first for a USDC provider? Circle, USDC, MasterCard. Get it? Visa, MasterCard, USDC. I've been telling you that. What does my bots trade on Coinbase? How are we earning interest on Coinbase? I'm not going to be cute and glamorous with this. That's Kucoin. That's US dollar tether on that one. Here's our BTC, USDC, USDC. But look at how much it earns here. USDC, ETH, BTC. These are what I earn for trading these pairs that I believe in. Anyway, and this is what they've done. 8% through that whole market of the last 20-something days, 1 month. The last month and change, it's done 8% in the last month. So when the market looked crappy, did I still earn money? Yup. In USDC? Yup. Okay. Then I'll trade USDC to cash out my USDC if I need to use a card. Now I have USDT, 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 USDT. Why? Because look at my percentages. Of course I'm going to be in USDT. And because I haven't been chasing these higher percentage ones, and I've just stuck with the ones I've gotten, I'm not doing my 11%, I'm doing 7%, which this company has always done better. Kucoin has always done better for me interest-wise than Coinbase. But as you can see, the more high-risk stuff took a higher hit. They took harder hits, so I took a less of a percentage. I'm 1% down. But have I not proven that a little bit of money can still earn some money? Come on now. That's all we have to do. Prove profitability. And I've done it. What if I had more revenue in this pocket? If I had more revenue in this pocket, I would have earned more, the same percentage, but more money. So it's just about getting this padded out with more currency. How much am I willing to risk? Well, right now in USDT, I am not willing to risk that much. I will risk more in US dollar coin, earn that interest, and I will move it into USDT pairs. So I'm taking interest to move over in this side. So this is going to be my high risk, but my high risk will not be using any core cash anymore. That's how I'm going to begin to start trading my Bitsgap bots. I'm going to start getting back into my bots in a bit. I just been out of them because I've been concentrating on the back end plays that you and I all continue to talk about. There's a lot going on in the world, so I'm keeping an eye on that. So MasterCard USDC, I told you, that's the stable coin of choice, and MasterCard and Visa are both using it. And that's a way in November when Bitcoin begins to crash, I'm moving my coins to US dollar coin and US dollar tether, and then watching the market drop as my stable coin holds its value. That's the reason why you use stable coins, for when the market dips. Move your crypto to stablecoin, hold the value, market drops, you're now buying the market with your stablecoin that you now have a lot of from the crash to buy more of the crypto you just sold at a top. Buy low, sell high. That's what we got to do. Treasury Secretary Yellen asks U.S. to oversee crypto assets, act quickly. They want to regulate stable coins. Well, they already got it. They're fine. It's called the US dollar coin. They're set. One crypto sector set to disrupt entire financial system. That would probably be DeFi, right? Is he talking about DeFi? NFTs. Okay. DeFi is set to destroy things. Yeah, DeFi is NFTs are a sector of the market that's really... NFTs will change the software business. Are changing the software business. I'm telling you, it's going to change the software business. NFTs are going to change them. Holding an NFT rather than a token. So now we can bypass all the regulations by holding NFTs that have value based on code to do things. It's going to bypass the whole tokenomics and the whole token legalization crap that they try to stop you from, to buying these SEOs and all that other stuff, or IPOs. initial public ICOs, initial coin offerings. We can't do initial coin offerings, but we could do NFT offerings. Right? Yeah, exactly. So that's a bypass to the whole ICO rule. And I'm going to be looking at that for next year. Why this JP Morgan executive says clients want to invest in Bitcoin? Because they understand that it's the greatest asset in the last 125 years, greatest scarce asset in the last 125 years. U.S. government offers crypto bounty to combat state-sponsored cyber crimes. Yep, I knew that would happen. Get the hackers involved and pay them crypto. Yes, man. Binance torches over 1 million BNB tokens in the latest crypto burn. So they're trying to raise their currency. That's why I said I buy Binance coins, because you got burned, you've got software, you've got a lot of stuff. It's owned by China, so of course but I buy my BNB on the open market now. So I just buy it on the market and sell it on the market. So I don't even need to worry about buying it from Binance. I'll just buy it on exchanges that happen to have Binance BNB on them. Grayscale, here we go again. Their trust, why it moves markets. It didn't move the market. The news moved the rumor, and the news moved it. Oh, CoinDesk indices on the future, whatever. Malaysian authorities destroy millions of dollars worth of Bitcoin mining equipment. This is the dumbest crap news I have ever seen. They could have sold those miners and made money. They could have sold them. They could have sold them on international markets and made thousands of dollars, millions of dollars. But no, they roll them over, destroying all the resources that it took to make them, just to be stupid. And that's really what this is. The Malaysian authorities are just being dumb about crypto and thinking that this is going to do something, and it didn't. It just showed how stupid you are to the technology and how you missed out on millions of dollars of revenue that could have been used to make roads, to fix things for people, to give people food. You could have sold them to miners that were doing renewables in your country, and then use that money to be able to feed the homeless. You know what I mean? So that's why I mean it was just stupid news. But I put it there, or I saw it on other thing. I put it in my other feed, so just so you can see it. Is stock to flow crypto analysis still valid? Maybe. SEC shuts down 12 million supercomputer crypto scam in Las Vegas. Okay, cool. Alta Vista, AOL, MySpace, Netscape are synonymous with Bitcoin, Ethereum, Ripple, and Tether. I wouldn't do that, because that's like apples to oranges, right? Alta Vista was a search engine. AOL was a way to get online. That's really before browsers, right? Before search engines. So you're really getting online. MySpace was a social network. We were already online, and this was an application, right? And Netscape was a browser to be able to see the web or online. So I wouldn't say that this is synonymous with Bitcoin, Ethereum, Ripple, and Tether, because Tether is a unit of measure, a dollar that you use to hold and peg assets to $1 so that you don't have to worry about it crashing on you, or as a way to be liquidity to trade in and out of trading pairs, like I'm doing with the robots like I just showed you. So that's not the same as Bitcoin, a unit of currency, of transaction, a measure or weight like gold, but is just validation of transactions, a database that self-validates and self-replicates. Okay, that's different. Ethereum, that's a programming language on top of the blockchain that Bitcoin is doing. And Ripple is doing the same kind of thing. It's now has a programming language on top of it. So really, Ethereum and Ripple are more like MySpace and Facebook. So, yeah. China is pumping money out of the U.S. with Bitcoin. That's a hard one, y'all. Let me see what they're saying. China was taking smartphones, not only imposed sanctions, exported its products to Vietnam, Taiwan, and Mexico, but also made the U.S. pay for unsecured and poorly regulated assets, cryptocurrency. Hold. Sorry, y'all had to take that. At the time, China was taking a smarter approach, not only improved sanctions. This is not really true. China moved all, I showed you in the videos, I showed you already. This is not true. Why? Because China moved all their stuff here to the United States. That's why I say they're not pumping money out if they brought their hardware here. It's in Texas. It's in all these other states. It's in Canada. It's in other countries. So no, they're bringing it here, and these places are going to be running electricity and mining Bitcoin on our shores for cheaper prices. And I showed you that. And you scroll up into Discord, I showed you the screens from the meeting that they had in China back in May or June when they said that they were going to do that and that the FUD was going to come out from China to get rid of the hash rate in China. And it did. So we already proved that this is all a scam. Mega whale wallets dominant since 2018 abruptly add 841 million in BTC over the weekend. So again, the mega whale wallets that have been here since 2018 are accumulating Bitcoin. Every news tells you they're accumulating the scarcest thing on the planet, but y'all want to believe that it's going to run away. I guess y'all be the same people that believe the internet is still a fad, right? Is it still a fad? Is social media a fad? Huh? That's what everybody said. Social media is a fad. It's going to disappear. Did it disappear? Franchises were a fad. Did it go away? Did we get less franchises or more? Do you think franchises are going to disappear? Do we still have franchises now? Yeah, we have franchises and affiliate networks. So stop. Understand that digital landscape ain't going away. It's only going to entrench itself with more computer processing power. What those computers do and how you get paid for them are going to decide how you're paid in the future markets. Crypto analysis predicts 430% rally for Ethereum. It says Bitcoin flipping likely. And here's when. I'm not really into that speculation. It will flip, just not this cycle, so why should I care? Relief rally could take Bitcoin to these price levels. We're going to have the rally soon. I already showed you where. Just rewind the video and you'll see where I proved it. I showed you exactly how Bitcoin plays and has played since 2015 through the seasons of Bitcoin. Bitcoin senator ban U.S. athletes from using China's digital yuan. I told you that this is a Cold War on processing power. This is the processing power. Treasury Secretary Yellen to meet up top rather benefits of stable coins. Again, US dollar coins going to be the stable coin. And Grayscale launches a DeFi fund. Again, it's Grayscale, the one that's buying up all the Bitcoin and having everybody else buy up all the Bitcoin, like ARK Invest, is getting a DeFi project. So like I told you, get ready, right? So that leads us to Gala. I want to get into this because I've got to get off of this. We've already run this course, and I really want you to see kind of where what I'm getting into. The next project that I'm looking at in infrastructure is the infrastructure of gaming. Like I told you at the beginning of this, what we're going to be dealing with is the Gala of gaming, Seasons of Bitcoin. We handled that, and now we're going to talk about this new gaming business. This new gaming industry is the infrastructure, the servers of gaming, being a gaming server. That will be the next gaming platform for these games that get built. So right now, Gala has games that they're rolling out. So you got Spider Tank, which is a new one that I've seen come up online. Townstar, Mirandus is in beta right now. It's in development. These are all in development. Status is this is in beta, which is Townstar, and this is in development. And this is pending a node vote for Echoes of Empire. So as you can see, they are building out a bunch of different games. on a platform, and you can buy nodes. So needless to say, to get one, you can see what the price is, and that price has gone up since the last time I looked at it. So needless to say, I am going to be grabbing one of these node licenses to be able to get one of these nodes up and running, because what happens when you get these nodes is you actually end up getting some of these NFTs. And in the future, the transactions that happen in the game, you'll be paid for any transactions that are happening in the game from your server. I told you, I'm all about the infrastructure, the back end of these systems, y'all. I keep telling y'all don't understand what this crypto thing is. Bitcoin is an idea that we can connect servers and pay IT professionals remotely. Y'all don't see that though. Y'all want to hedge on some freaking cryptocurrency, treating this shit like stock. Since when is stock programmable, y'all? Do we have programmable stock? Am I buying a stock that I can put a piece of software on? No. So come on, stop acting stupid with this. And think. In the future, do you think you're buying stock or software with the NFTs? The way to buy contracts are NFTs. DAOs are going to sell NFTs, contracts that give you access to specific things inside their ecosystems, their network of hardware. Are you part of the network, or part of the game, or part of the projects on the system, earning on top of the system, paying the people who maintain the hardware? Bitcoin is nothing more than decentralized IT, because all the IT specialists got fired from their jobs because the people started backing up trucks to Amazon. Excuse me. Amazon started backing up trucks to the corporations and downloading their data and bringing them to the cloud. Centralized servers owned by mega companies. That's the cloud. Centralized servers owned by mega companies. Those mega companies are Amazon, Google, Microsoft, Amazon, Google, Microsoft with Azure, Microsoft, Google, Amazon. I guess those are the three major cloud providers, right? Then, of course, you have the other small ones and all web servers and all that other stuff, but those are like the major ones, right? So those are your main cloud providers for hosting your potential websites. And they're hosting corporate websites left and right. So, or Oracle, right? They do that too, or Salesforce now puts applications up. So you got to look at all these other players, but the major ones are the ones I called out. Now you got to look at, there's now decentralization happening. Imagine if you could be the server for Google's server, and when somebody hit the server to do search results, you made any portion of the advertising revenue that generated ads. You see what I'm getting at? You think Google will win over another search engine giving other people access to pay to help generate search results, being a part of the system? See? There's a business model coming, me people. There's a business model coming, me hearties. You got to be pirates. You got to think like pirates. What is your vessel? It's hardware. How does your hardware make money? Does it earn money? Hardware uses electricity. Can you get the cost down? Can that cost generate revenue? Can you scale up hardware? Can you scale up bandwidth to earn more revenue? Can you convert that revenue to fiat? And can you cash out? Yes, 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 and yes. And what do I cash out to? I cash out to a stable coin like USDC, and I can swipe a debit card from Coinbase. Exit strategy. Enter strategy, you can put money in from your bank account, or from wherever a coin, you can go to even Coinstar now, and you can use Coinstar and upload your coins to a wallet. So we got to understand that hardware is getting ready to get into our pockets again, and you're going to get paid to run hardware in a decentralized way. right? So then more people are looking at bringing games to this platform, right? So like even thing concept art house Gala games for Sin City. So what if there was a Sin City game, right? So lots of games partners are coming in: Miser, BitTrue, Brave Browser. So browser-based games, right? Polygon, that's Matic. And Flare Network, oh, that's XRP. It's the Flare Network, right? So looking at gaming, NFT, how many monthly users? They have a 1.3 million active users playing their games. Owned by the players, community rules, powered by people. Right? So then your inventory is what you'll have in your inventory. You can have what games, you can visit the store and buy assets or play, visit the games. You got the nodes to be able to get a node, right? And then you can buy Gala from wherever you want to get Gala from. So as I've been trying to teach you and show you, this is pretty much the game industry back end that I'm looking at. I'm going to be gathering up a node in the next little bit and getting on chain with this, getting this up and running, and that way I can start earning in these games that get rolled out. And of course, I only have one node, and I'm going to hope that I can, when this whole market goes through, at the end of this market cycle, I'll be able to get node 2. And node, maybe even 3 nodes, right? And then from there, we'll see. Maybe I get into another gaming industry and another gaming industry, because what I want is free NFTs over the long term. And gaming transactions, of course. So that's why I'm making this play. That's an infrastructure for the gaming world, man. That's where gaming is heading towards. And I tell you, I don't hide nothing from you. And also you can become a Gala node using your processing power, I believe, from a laptop or whatever. So you can be part of the infrastructure and begin earning. I'm working on how to do all that too. So again, like I said, I'm getting ready to do my development projects. I got my last of my hardware. I'm going to be working on that. Like I said, the next few weeks we should be going into this run up, right? And I will keep an eye on the next crash. There is going to be a little bit of a little snitzel that'll happen. I'll see if there's any buy-in points that might be happening for maybe a quick lick on a couple coins that might have popped or new that might be interesting to jump in. But for the most part, my purchases are kind of done at this moment, right? So I've pretty much let you in on my strategy, right? How I'm going to use Gala, the infrastructure, the hardware part of that to get into this new gaming industry, to get these new gaming assets, to sell these NFTs, to get gaming transactions. Why? Because I'm watching the seasons of Bitcoin and I can buy low, sell high. I can buy these coins now that I need to get into things because, like I told you, they have only this little time to play. I guess the news from Elon wasn't enough to keep the market pumping. Yeah, it looks like we're getting a spinner here. I tell you, they want to touch this one more time. I know they want to touch it. We did touch it 3 times, though. We touched it here. We touched it here. We kind of touched it there, but we touched it here. So we did touch it 3 times. So we can break out from here if we want to. I know they want to touch it one more time before the breakout. But it's not necessary. We have our 3 touches to break out. So we wait. We wait for the manipulation to release. It looks like he may be on the path to releasing it. We'll see tomorrow where we are. Again, like I said, we are waiting for the run-up, which starts Sunday. Sunday, we should be on path for the run-up, which is not too long, y'all. It's not too long. Today is Wednesday. So, like I said, we ran down. We're about to run up. And it's trying it. It's trying. But, like I said, it's only got a few more days before we have to do a run-up before the next kind of crash down. That's just the way the cycle plays. They've held and restricted so much good news through all of this, which has been amazing that they've been able to play that. Elon helped with that. The China news helped with that. But with the hash rate going back up, with the fact that machines are back online, the fact that millionaires and billionaires are buying up crypto, which I showed you in the news, we got to remember there's still scarcity. 21 million Bitcoin, 18.5 is mined. 900 Bitcoins mined a day. All of that Bitcoin goes right to these people who are buying it all up, like Grayscale and all these other companies. And we only see whatever we're buying and selling to ourselves, really, at this point, or whoever's offering liquidity to sell it to us. The last Bitcoin will be mined in 2140, which is 119 years away, making Bitcoin one of the most scarce assets on the planet because machines have to be purchased every halvening cycle to be able to be profitable in the current cycle. When this happens, the halvening cycle, Bitcoin's, how much you make in Bitcoin gets cut by half. And it has done that consistently for years. When I say for, I mean F-O-R, not F-O-U-R. We had a halvening cycle. It went from 50 Bitcoin to 25 Bitcoin. Right? Price on halvening day, boom, boom, boom. Right? Then we went from 25 on the next halving cycle, the cycle I was in, 25 Bitcoin, it went to 12.5 Bitcoin per block, again, by half. Then what happened in 2020 last year? We had another halvening cycle, this right here. What happened? It went from 12.5 to 6.25. There's going to be another halvening cycle in 2024 where it goes from 6.25, it gets cut by half, and it becomes half of itself again. What does that mean? The hardware you buy here, when this happens, this hardware don't mean jack. It still makes you money, but you gotta buy new hardware. So unless Bitcoin's price is gonna go up, these people who are investing here, it makes no sense to invest in hardware again. If they invested here and the price didn't go up, it would make no sense to invest in hardware here. The people who are investing in hardware here invested in hardware here and are going to invest in hardware in the next halvening cycle. I'm just telling you. And they keep growing what other things they mine as they go. They become a mining company, mining multiple assets out of the digital ground. Get it? It was why it's called mining on purpose. So that we could understand mentally that somebody's digging it out of the digital ground. Mining it. They're using hardware and they're using technology and technicians that understand the hardware to mine it. Sound familiar? It's called gold. We just have a digital one now that is mined with electricity. And it uses computational power to get it done. And you have to have better systems than the other ones. You know, the stuff that got rolled over by the steamroller that I just talked about. All of those machines on the ground that was steamrolled were the hardware. They cost thousands of dollars. Millions of dollars was just steamrolled. That's why I say, no, there's a cost. How to get those, if you just got a whole bunch of Bitcoin miners, how do you mine them together? How do you create the network? How do you make sure the network's efficient? You got to be a technician. You have to know how to make all of that efficient so that you can guarantee better hash rates and mining rates and that you don't drop out of the mining system before you can earn your mining. So you've got to be smart as a technician to stabilize your network to mine. That's tech, that's technology, that's staffing. Because somebody's got to do it, or you got to do it all by yourself. No company can grow by itself. You have to hire staff. And that's why I'm telling you, this market is going to roll right back the way it has to roll because we haven't gotten to the cycle yet. People just purchased hardware this year. This company, hold on. Sorry about that. The dog started barking. That's what I'm saying. These companies have to recoup all the hardware they spent on. Right? They have to recoup. So you've got to see how this needs to break above 60. They just move servers. They just move infrastructure. You think they're still not going to make a profit on this stuff? Y'all tripping. This goes to where we talked about 100K. We have our dip points. We know where it's going to head to. We know how this breaks down. And I've showed you exactly why this system plays the way it plays, and how this orange and this orange and this yellow will be this yellow. How this January dip is this January dip. It still dipped sometime in January. Not a lot. It still did a dip. We have a run up, but that run up was also a signal that we were getting ready to do more run ups. So we've got to understand that this is just the way Bitcoin plays. This is the season of Bitcoin, and how you play this season is, if you know about stocks, what do you know? Wherever we have these points where it bounces, we run up and we come back to a bounce point. That is, we went from resistance to support. What was resistance becomes support, and was support becomes resistance. So if I break below a certain line and I can't get through it, it became resistance. If it breaks back through, well, we broke through the resistance line. It may come back and bounce off of it and become support. See? Resistance becomes support. So this is our high level resistance point, and we know we're going to break out of here because scarcity is still the truth. Energy is still happening. Do I see Bitcoin miners coming back online? Yes, that means hardware is coming back online. When this was going down, hardware was no longer in play. The fundamentals of Bitcoin break down when there's no hardware. When hardware comes back online, the Bitcoin fundamentals come back in play because hardware is back in play. Electricity is back in play. Somebody managing that machine is back in play. Making sure our security of our network, that hackers are not messing up us earning our mining in our facility, that's back in play. Well, guess what? Now it needs to go back up because we got to pay for all of this. It's a hardware play, y'all. Real estate is a hardware play, y'all. Tech, software are hardware plays, y'all. Businesses are going to be hardware plays. The DAO is a new business structure that is decentralized. All of these, needing a business to be incorporated is going to be a laughable thing in the future, especially when you're building businesses all throughout multiverses. There ain't no time to look into the real world's corporation when you're in two different multiple virtual worlds selling cryptocurrency clothes, two different company names, working with two other manufacturers to be able to create that brand for two different types of gaming events. What I'm talking about when I say gaming events is, like I told you, what if I'm making stuff in this game and it has to look like this game? What if I'm in this Echoes of Empire and I have to make like battle suits and space suits and this and that? What if I go into this and it's just cartoony looking things, so I gotta make cartoony people and our cartoony clothes? What if I have this other network and you don't really get up close or whatever, or it's like top down or whatever? See? You've got multiple ways that if you're in graphics or in music, you're going to be in these games. You've got multiple games spinning up that are decentralized. This is a decentralized company on top of a decentralized company. This is a gaming crew working on their games on their network. Being able to, what if all of these apps are in the App Store in the future as an Android or mobile app, and you just need one see what I'm saying? It's already rolling out in development. They're already doing testing. There's videos on this. You can go look them up. So, again, how gaming is going to look like in the coming years is going to change. It's a new gaming business coming. There's new businesses coming. There's new corporations coming, and all we have to do is use the seasons of Bitcoin to ride the waves. Know where your crash points potentially are, and then see the buying opportunities. Know that every May, June, July is probably a good time to buy. Or in November's when it crashes, especially after a halvening cycle, like next year, November, that'll be a great time to get back into crypto too. These are the things you got to look at that can help you navigate your businesses through Bitcoin's rise and fall until Bitcoin is no longer the top coin to rule them all. We'll see if that happens next cycle, but this cycle, it's still the way it is, and the numbers have proved it. We're now just waiting for these to play out. All right? So I am going to run this down. I now have shown you how we're getting into gaming, the back end of gaming. Again, more infrastructure plays for you, data plays, I've shown them to you. So you can see I'm not playing about where my designs are going, where my music is going, and how I'm getting into this gaming industry. If I want my music inside the next Grand Theft Auto, don't you think I should probably be looking at the companies who may end up being the next Grand Theft Auto, and I be on the platform that scales their business? You're welcome. Like I always say, this is J Tragic Jeffrey for Toxic Hustle Media. And as always, my tribe, please be safe out on these streets. I'ma holler at y'all later.